you have to realize that there is nobody that's like you in the world. And if you try and be anybody else, you'll fail. Don't try and be me, because nobody can be me, but also nobody can be you. That's it.
For you, what would you say is the basis of your music? Do you mostly came from a rap background?
I'm essentially just like, hey, I'm doing the impossible, basically.
Look at my muscles, they big as fuck. Covered in truffle and caviar. I know you better not touch her. No, you don't wanna. Give it a break. I'm getting tired.
Music is not stable. Like, we know this. I think people don't believe this about me. I've always been academic because my mom was always just like, you gotta do well, you gotta do well, you gotta do well.
Was there ever a moment where you thought that music wasn't for you, especially earlier when you first started out?
The music, there was just so much self-doubt, and there were points where I had months of just like writer's block, creative block. I didn't know what to do.
So if I gave you 1,000 ringgit and 0 followers today, how would you start your music? So Amrish, for the people who are hearing about you for the very first time, who is Mr. 25?
Mr. 25 is a Malaysian artist, singer, rapper, producer, chef, fish, Ben 10.
Let's go. So, how did you get the name Mr. 25?
So there was this song I was doing live called Mr. 25, right? I used to go by a different artist name called April 25th.
Okay.
And so when I was doing the song live, so 25 came from there, right? And one of the lines I said, 25 usually a 10, but with the pen, infinity ain't aimless.
That's crazy.
And so it's like, it was sort of like, through music, I'm in pursuit of perfection, knowing I'll never reach it.
Right.
And yeah, I think that's where the name came from.
I think you've already reached it, you know.
Hey, perfection is far away. I'm gonna never reach perfection. I think if I reach perfection, I can just stop.
So far in your current journey, how would you describe your music style?
I would describe it as, what's the word? I've said this before. I think like fermented. Like, it's sort of layered, right? Because I grew up on, I wouldn't say I grew up on so much different music, but like I interpret everything I've heard through the years, and so I don't have like a single influence. It sort of just is like whatever's in my brain kind of just gets put out. So it's difficult to say exactly what it is, but if you listen to it, it's just layered, it's complex. It's like, I don't know, I can hear a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but like ultimately it's just like, okay, that's just him.
Right.
Yeah.
For you, what would you say is the basis of your music? Do you mostly came from a rap background, or was it like just dabbling upon like the softwares and whatsoever, you know?
I actually, so like I didn't grow up with like too much music around. Like my family, my dad listened to a bunch of demo songs, I guess. My mom wouldn't play much music. So most of what I knew as a kid was just on the radio. And then when I finally got my own phone and I had Spotify for the first time, it was just mad random stuff I was listening to. I think it was just whatever was on the radio I was listening to. And then at like 13, 14, that's when I came across rap. And I was like, oh damn, I've never really got into rap. And then I was like, oh my god, this is whole world and this genre is so expansive that I loved it so much.
Who was your biggest inspiration in rap, like the early inspiration?
So early inspirations, I think to this day what impacts me was like Tyler, the Creator, because around the time I started making music was when he put out Igor, which was this album that wasn't necessarily rap, but it wasn't pop, and it wasn't, like, it was just this album that was so interesting to me because it was like synth pop, rap, and it was like hard, heavy stuff.
All kinds of elements into it.
It was all kinds of stuff, and I was like, I've never heard this mix of things before. And so I naturally kind of, that mindset of just like, okay, how do I make something that's so uniquely mine? Yeah, that was a great album that influenced me forever.
Right, and till to this day, you still take a lot of inspirations from his album, from his work.
I think subconsciously. I don't think I like do it consciously, because I don't listen to him as much as I used to. But
a lot of the principles,
a lot of the DNA, I think, from when I started, I still keep, and like a lot of that came from artists like him. Yeah, for sure.
One of the elements I see in your music is one of my from one of my favorite rappers as well. He's pretty underrated, but he was popping for quite a while back then. Have you heard of Eminem?
Eminem, yeah. I love Eminem.
Yeah. I think he's one of my favorite rappers, and I like how he layers his music similar to what you do as well.
And he's got this whole colorful, bright, sunlight vibe going on. I love it. Yeah.
So I think his approach to music similar to like J. Cole or like, Tyler, the Creator and whatsoever, resonates a lot with your work,
For sure.
Growing up, what kind of person were you earlier, when in school, you know?
So I've always been, I think people don't believe this about me, I've always been academic. Not, it was like against my own will, right? Because my mom was always just like, you gotta do well, you gotta do well, you gotta do well. And naturally, and I come from a family that's a bunch of academics. Like my dad and
High
mom,
achievers.
high achievers, did well in school. My brother is trying to be an engineer,
Wow.
right? And so I naturally was just like, okay, that's just what life is like. So I did all the science stuff. I was real obsessed with science and math when I was young. I remember there was this book I wrote like what I wanted to be, and I was like 10, and I said I wanted to be an inventor, like a scientist.
And here you are.
I'm kind of inventing.
Yeah,
Like,
and here you are.
It's not machines.
As an artist, you're a scientist.
So I was that sort of kid. I was a little nerdy. I still am. I still carry that like fascination about learning about things. I love it.
How were you like in school, bro? Like, were you always like a straight A student? Science stream?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey.
I can't relate.
No, it's all good.
Like I've always been focused on academic, but if you were to compare me with the front classes dudes, I don't think I could.
Yeah, so I hate it. Like I'm not studying all the time. Like I really dislike school. Like I'm in uni now, I really am not having a good time. I'm like dreading every day I go to class.
So for you pursuing this on the side, or maybe perhaps full time, right? In some essence, what is your family supportive towards it?
For sure, they've always been supportive. I think the more I do it, and the more they see, okay, he's going somewhere. Like, okay, he just opened for Jade. He just did this, did that. And okay, things are happening for him. Then they're like, okay, I can kind of trust where he's going. Like he knows what he wants to do. They've been supportive for sure, but like always, like you gotta have a degree.
Yes. You gotta have like a fallback.
You gotta have a fallback, which is fair. Like I'm not against that.
Yeah.
But they're not not.
It is a tough world, you know.
For sure.
We gotta have a fallback.
I agree. Yeah, 100%.
Like even right now, I'm doing something that I love, but my whole life I've always kind of cemented myself in something to fall back on in case, because it's not to say like you are always listening to what your mom and dad wants you to be, but they kind of have a point as well. I can't lie, this world is tough,
And especially it's like music is not stable. Like we know this, especially in Malaysia, trying to be like a full-time musician, making English music, making indie whatever. It's just like I'm essentially just like, hey, I'm doing the impossible basically. And I get that there's a risk there, but part of me is so delusional that I'm just like, it's gonna work. Like I'm around friends and I'm just like, in my mind, there's no way it doesn't work. And you can call it delusion. It probably is delusion, but like, I'll do the backup. I'll make sure like all that is just like, I'm good.
I don't think it's delusion. I think it's you believing in yourself,
For sure.
You trying to provide value.
Just having that confidence that like, because it's something that we haven't really seen someone do yet out of Malaysia. And it's scary, but I'm also just like, hey, I could be the first.
And and you should, why not?
Why not aim there?
One thing I realized, I've been following your work for quite some time, right? So I'm very big on people when it comes to pursuing their craft with intention. Okay, so a lot of people are looking to chase money, they're looking to chase clout. But when I look at your work, I see that you're trying to chase the value of your craft. And therefore, it translates to people seeing your work, the numbers going up on social media, whatsoever, gigs, getting calls from gigs and things like that, How important is that for you when it comes to chasing that value?
It's really funny because last year, while I was making and trying to promote the album, when I was putting singles out, there were all these like music marketing gurus online where it's just like, I don't care what you put out on social media, just put something out. It can be trash, random, post 50 times a day, and all of that is very outcome based, right? If I post 50 times a day, I will get this many followers, this many streams. And so none of it was like done with intent. And slowly I kept doing that.
It's only for the sake of posting.
And I felt like I was cheapening myself. So across months of doing this, I ended up at a point where I was just like so not proud of what I was putting out. And I didn't have the numbers as well. So it was like lose. And then I was like, okay, clearly nothing is working. Let me take a step back. I'm like, what do I want to say? Like, because music is music marketing is music marketing. What do I want to say? Like, how do I put this song in the correct context to show people, right? And as soon as I did that, and it was like intentional, I swear within the first 1-2 weeks, the video started going out and people were just like coming on, they're like, I didn't know this existed, da 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 da. And to me, it was mind blowing because I was like, I could have been doing what I loved this whole time because I stopped the whole like 50 times a day, da da da. I was like, let me make one video a week that I like. Fuck whatever, can I swear?
Yeah, just
Fuck whatever anybody else likes. Like, I should like this video first, I put it out, and naturally people start liking it as well, and I'm like, cool, okay, you know what, I can just trust myself. Yeah.
I think taking your time and having that patience really makes you love your craft a lot more.
100%. It's self-respect as well, because it feels like if I'm putting so much of my soul, my love, and my time into the song, and then I'm cheapening it by putting it out in ways that I don't even like. That's not even respecting the song or myself for making that song. How I produce. If I saw an artist that I loved do this or do the whole 50 times a day, would it cheapen my view of them? For sure. Because I feel like, yo, the song is great. You could just take your time a little bit more.
Yeah. There's a certain premiumness you have to maintain, you know, you don't jeopardize time.
Yeah, and I'm not saying you gotta like go out with a camera or whatever, but it's just like, what do you want to say? Like, as an artist, what are you trying to say?
The intention.
What's your intention? Because even if it is the 50 times a day, low quality, whatever, like, if there's intention behind that, by all means, of course it works. But like, I think I was doing it with no intent. I was just like throwing paint at a wall, trying to see what sticks.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's also I also resonate with that a lot because for me, when I plan out my social postings, when I plan out my episodes, I take a lot of time researching on the artist.
sure.
And I also plan a lot on how I want the storytelling to pan out, you know? Because like you as a podcaster, right, you can keep on posting all kinds of clips and also like just putting all the record as much guests as you want. But for me, I want to capture inspiring stories that no one has ever heard before, you know, and that takes time, you know, and hence that's why you're here.
Thank you so much.
Was there ever a moment where you thought that music wasn't for you, especially earlier when you first started out, you know?
For sure. I've been making music about 7 years now, 7.5 years. And I think for the first probably 5-6 years, I was just experimenting, just trying to learn how to produce, trying to learn how to do this, do that. And then when I finally sat down last year and I was like, okay, who do I want to be as Mr. 25? What do I want to put out to the world? And I was making the music, there was just so much self-doubt. And there were points where I had months of just like writer's block, creative block. I didn't know what to do. And I have this very bad habit. I'm hard on myself. So instead of having this mindset where it's just like, I didn't do it today, I can just come back tomorrow, I would do something, not like it at all. And I'd sit there and I'd be like, I can't do this ever. This is not for me. Like, I should just quit. Why have I spent all these years trying? And about that time where I was having this really bad creative block, I remember having this idea for a song come up. The song is called Blue Ridge Koi. And in that song, the first half of that song has this extreme like cockiness. And it was sort of my way of almost convincing myself like, no, despite whatever you think, you have to believe you're good enough for this. Because if you fail to believe that, nobody else will believe you. And so even on my down days now where I really feel like I can't do anything, I have to lie to myself. I fake it till you make it. It's like, no. I am good enough, just not today. We can try tomorrow. Like, if I couldn't do something today, it don't mean it's the end of it all. You know what I mean? So yeah, right before I made that song, I was like, damn, I don't know if this is for me. And then ever since I made that song, I never let myself think that again.
Growing up, were you conditioned to always doubt yourself?
No, I don't think so actually. Like my parents were always, they always enforce like do well at school, make sure you give your best at everything. I don't know why I became like a perfectionist. I don't know what turned me into like this overachiever, because I really don't know where it came from. Yeah, and it was at a point where it was really toxic. Just like
I think it's in a lot of people that pursue creative.
For sure.
You know?
I don't know why it's there. It's real toxic. I got a better relationship with it now. But yeah.
I think a lot of artists that I've spoken to, at some point they do go through that kind of darkness within
100%.
them and all, you know. And it's always something you hear behind closed doors.
100%.
But when you see the final product, it's almost like never there, you know.
Yeah.
You know. So when it to someone hearing this podcast today, right? What would you say? How do you channel your inner darkness into your work? You know, like into your craft, like those self-doubts and whatsoever. Is it through your lyrics or like is there some pain in it and anger? You know.
The interesting thing is, I don't think I've ever successfully done it while trying to do it. I find that it's this thing where I have to live through it. Like if I feel horrible about something, I can't go and make a song about it right now. I gotta finish that process of feeling horrible, get to a point where, okay, I'm starting to make music again, and it might come out. I think it's like this, right? I never know what I'm gonna make when I go to make, right? And so as it's forming, if it inspires something or it sparks my brain to kind of go back to that mindset, and I write from that place. I'm not trying to write from that place. I think subconsciously it just flows out. Yeah. So I think I'm never trying to channel it. It just sort of it happens whenever the universe wants it to happen. And I think my job as an artist is to just go and try. Right? Like just go sit there, try and make something. If it doesn't come out today, it's okay. Maybe it's just not meant to come out today. Try again tomorrow. Because if you never try, you never know.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. And how do you develop lyrics for yourself? What is the technicalities behind it?
I've been asked this before and I really don't know how to answer it. Like I think my best guess is listening to a lot of, it's weird because when I listen to music, I don't even pick up on lyrics.
Okay.
Like I barely know lyrics to my favorite songs.
Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, makes sense.
Right? I don't know why, I can't pick it up. But I think subconsciously, I kind of learn how to put words together through listening to artists do that, right? When I go listen to Kendrick Lamar or Jade or J. Cole or whoever, right? They put words in a specific MF Doom, whoever, and I'm just like absorbing that. So the next time I sit down to write, I think subconsciously I'm tapping in from that place without really thinking about it.
And you just construct it like in a very poetic way.
I think it really is just repetition, man. I think I've been good with words. Like I was always my English teacher's favorite.
Oh, nice.
And I don't know where that came from. My mom used to make us read a lot when we were younger. Maybe it was that.
Were you a high scorer in like those oral tests?
Yeah, for sure, bro. Essays. My essays used to be the ones where the teacher would photocopy and give to the whole class. Yeah, I mean, like it was one of those. So my English teachers loved me. And I think that just it makes sense what I do now. Yeah, but I don't know where it comes from. I think I love finding smart ways to say things that just cut through, right? It's just like, how do I put words together and in 2 sentences, I make you feel something. Yeah, I love that.
I think that's the intention, is to make people move with your
words. Yeah. I love it.
So, Amrish, I recently realized that you actually did an opening act for JIT and whatsoever. So, I wanted to know, how was the process like getting like that call, to do that gig for that opening act for JIT,
So
walk us through.
How it happened was, so for months, because I knew the guy who, like, I sort of knew JIT was coming, and I was trying to beg literally anyone I could beg who was involved to be like, hey, like, could you let me open for JIT? I really wanted that slot, right? And then I saw RTB, they had a competition,
okay,
right, where it's like you had to record 16 bars over the beats that they provided, and then whoever wins, like JIT picks whoever wins, and then they open for the thing. As soon as the competition got announced, I was like, okay, I have to do the competition now. Competition comes, I do it, and then the whole thing ends, and then like probably 3 weeks before the show, I get a text, and they're like, you can prepare your set. And it was this, I was literally walking into the gym as I got this text, and I looked at my phone, and it was this weird feeling of like, I really don't mean to sound cocky when I say this. I feel like I had it.
Right.
Like there was just something to me where I was like, nah, I think I have it. And then that text was just confirmation. So I was just excited about confirmation.
Yo.
And I was just like, okay, tight. Because I literally, when I did the thing, I talked to everyone, I was like, I'm going to get it. I was this weird self-belief where I was like, nah, I'm going to get it. Like, I don't care, I'm going to get it. And so when it came, I was like, thank you, nah, I don't got to embarrass myself. I was telling everybody I was going to get it.
So it was like that delusion that actually, translated. It was like the manifestation,
Because I was like, I'm going to try and do the best I can over this beat. I know technically it's not in my control. Whoever picks it. But I was like, I'm going to get it. I don't care, I'm going to get it. And yeah, I got it. So
for you, during when you were rehearsing and all, like, I mean, were you nervous?
I wasn't nervous at all. I was nervous right before I stepped on stage though, because I had been going through something at the time and it was eating at my mental health pretty bad.
Like, what was it? Like, you good?
I'm good. We're just circumstances, shit in life.
I understand.
And so right before I stepped on stage, I never had this scary ass feeling. I never had this feeling before. But for a brief moment, I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Because I was just in such a vulnerable place. and I couldn't speak. I felt nauseous. I was like, fuck, I don't want to go up there and throw up. So I kind of just stood there and I breathed and I was just praying. I was like, yo, God, like, let me just do this. Let me do this well. That's it.
It was like that. It was like before you step on stage.
Right before. And I was like, not now. Not like, why am I?
Like all of the self-doubt started pouring in.
Everything. I was like, not now. This is the wrong time.
What if I forgot my lyrics?
Bro, I was just going through such a tough time in life mentally that I was just like, I don't know if I can do this show. But then I stepped on there, and as soon as the first word came out, I was like, okay, I got it. I was like, okay, cool, we're fine. And so I kind of locked in for 30 minutes, did the whole thing, didn't even think about it. And as soon as I got off stage, I think everything kind of rushed back, and I had this bad stomach ache. So I just kind of sat there for like 20 minutes, just like holding my stomach. Like, okay, I'm glad I got through that, but it's all coming back to me now.
Like you can't believe it.
It's just, yeah, bro, it was a weird.
I think it was like that process, that processing feeling,
I think so.
Like you just lived through it.
I think so, yeah.
But like before you got on stage, it was more like snap, game time. It's time to like.
So it usually is like that, and I was trying to get into that mode, but there were other things in my life that were going on at that point that made it very difficult to snap into that mode. And so I was for the first time ever, having a hard time to snap into it. And that's why I got scared, because I've never been there before. Every time before a show, I'm like, game time. Cool, let's go. This time I was like, game time. Wait, hold on, I'm not there yet. What do I do?
It normally comes naturally.
Yeah. What do I do? I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Oh my god.
But like, thank God, as soon as I stepped on the stage,
it was probably such a big event for you. At the same time, it was.
Yeah, for sure.
Like a turning point in your career as well.
I just never done anything like it before. I'm not usually scared of shows as well. I think if other parts of my life had been sorted and I didn't have to worry about other things while I was doing that show that day, I would have been so fine. Because I don't usually get nervous when it comes to these kind of things.
Right.
Yeah.
Meeting an international artist like Jade, would you say he has the similar approach in his music as what you have as well? For
sure. That's why I really wanted to open for him, because I listened to him growing up, and he has this really, because Jade is known by a lot of people. He's not mainstream, and you can tell from the music that he makes, like, okay, he really cares about this. Like, he's not just doing it to do it. Like, there was care, intent. Who am I? I want to put who he was into that. And it's just so inspiring, man, to meet him. Because I got to tell him, I was like, yo, like, I grew up listening to you. This is ridiculous. Thank you for letting me open.
I believe you also met with him backstage, and you all had like a whole conversation together.
Yes, we did.
How was he like in person?
Chill. I think he might have been tired, bro.
There's probably like so many shows he has done already.
Because they were like half a year into the tour. But he was really nice. I mean, he didn't have to. He brought me up on the stage. He didn't have to do that, right? Like, I was in the crowd. I was just having a good time. And he was like, yo, is Mr. 25 still here? I was like, I was jumping. I was like, I'm here. And so he was like, come up here. And I ran on stage. And then even after the show, I get a call and they're just like, Jill wants you in the back. And I'm like, oh shit, he wants to see me? Like, he doesn't have to do all that.
Right.
And it was just nice of him to do that. Right. So I got back there.
It's like a dream came true.
I was just like, yo, thank you. Like, just, I have this idea that I keep with me where it's just like, I don't think we should idolize celebrities. Like, I think end of the day, they're just people.
That's
like,
true.
Jade is just a guy who makes music, who does it at a very high level. And so I think it's wrong to kind of put them up on a pedestal and view them as like, so I think there's people that view these guys as like gods.
Right.
It's like, nah, it's just a guy.
So
obviously it's like, it just felt like, okay, I'm meeting someone who I really, like, I admire the music, right? Yeah, it was just surreal for me.
How do you think people should start seeing their favorite artists and celebrities?
Like, I think stop idolizing them. I think there's a lot, like, when you look online, right, there's so much you see that you think, oh, that's their whole life. They live their life like that.
The vanity part of it.
You see all the best parts of them. You don't see their lows. You don't see, or even when you see like celebrity couples, for example, and everybody is like, yo, I wish my relationship was like that. I wish da-da-da-da-da. You see the best parts of these people's lives online.
But you don't see
the horrible things. You don't see the arguments. You don't see the issues. Even an artist, you don't see when they have creative ruts. You don't see them struggle. You just think, oh, they're just great. So you view them as like these perfect people. They can never do any wrong. And then when something bad about them comes up, they're like, what? No, there's no way this happened. That was a human, and humans make mistakes. Right, you know what I mean? It's
just like everybody else.
Just like everyone is human.
Yes.
Sorry, I don't know how we got here, but
Oh no worries. I mean, again, this podcast is all about educating people about the relatableness about being in the music industry,
sure.
And just showing artists like yourself can be human too, and I think that's the important message that
there's this interesting thing that's been happening. Sorry if I go off on a little tangent a little bit.
No worries.
Where I think the more success I see through music, and I'm nowhere near like crazy successful, right? I'm just like kind of beginning. There's a lot of people that when they see me, they interact with me less as a person-to-person interaction, and more as like, what can I get out of you because you're Mr. 25, right? Whereas like they meet and it's not, hey man, how are you? It's more like, hey man, I'm a rapper. I wanna let's work. And I'm like, what? You can just talk to me like a regular person and get to know me.
Right. It's almost like they're trying to do like a brand deal with you.
Yeah,
or it's like some form of deal with you.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know you. You know what I mean? I'm not even huge, and so I can only imagine at like that level, right, where you're Kendrick Lamar, whoever.
Yes.
People view you as more of a brand and a product rather than an actual person. And I think that's unhealthy.
What's one thing you wish? Like not just people in your industry, but just everyday people who watch your content and he listen to your music. What's one thing you wish people see you more?
I think they don't see a lot of the work that goes behind music, right? I think it's so easy for people to say like, yo, why can't my favorite artist just drop another album? Maybe they're going through something. Maybe they're depressed. Maybe they can't make music right now. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes.
Maybe lack of funding, something
that you don't see. And then the more people are like, man, like he doesn't care. He doesn't like. Maybe they really do care. And they don't want to give you some mindless random stuff. Yeah, I think people don't see the struggle. They see your best 10%. They see my best 10% online. They don't see 90% of the time when I am struggling to figure it out. When I'm in my room alone, just like, hey, I don't know if none of this will work. You see the 10% where I really do believe it'll work. Then I guess I have to kind of brainwash myself to be like, it'll work.
Did you go through a lot of rejections before you actually reached this stage in your career? Was there a lot of rejections in the beginning? Like from gigs or people rejecting you as a person a lot? Or maybe from your sound?
No, actually, weirdly enough. I think because I never asked people for opportunities. I kind of took what came to me.
Okay.
And I never really reached out to do things, so things kind of happened naturally. What was interesting was early on when I wanted to kind of branch out and make music the way I wanted to make music. I had a close friend at the time. I was making music with him, and he told me, he was like, bro, and he, I guess, phrased this a little bad, but he was just like, hey, why do you want to make this weird stuff when you can kind of make the other stuff? Like you can make stuff that like goes viral or whatever.
But it's all about cloud chasing, I think, for that,
And I can't blame him because like some people are just trying to eat, right? And you try to make music to make money, but I'm not in it for that. Like if I never make money from music and I have to get a job and keep just doing what I love in music, I'm fine with that. I just want to make music that I love. So I wouldn't call that rejection, but in that moment I felt a little hurt because I was like, I can just do what I want.
Everybody has their own sound and different ways of making bread,
And funnily enough, the more weird I got, the more I made music that I actually loved, the more people were like, yo, finally, I didn't know you were here before, but now you're here. I want to support you. And so initially I think I was even just self-rejection of just like, maybe I can't do this. Maybe I'm lying to myself.
Would you say all this happened is because you were also genuine with yourself as well?
For sure. I mean, like, I think if I never took that leap of like, okay, trust yourself, trust what you like, I would not be here talking to you. I would have not opened for Jade. I would have not done any of that.
I would have been able to meet you.
Yeah, because all of that came from me trusting myself. Because if I had done the whole cloud chasing thing and trying to make viral music, honestly, chances are I don't think I would have gotten a viral song. Or maybe I would have. But nobody would have known my name.
Right.
Nobody would have cared because it's just another song.
I hope I hope this relationship that we initially established for this podcast was not like too corporate.
No, not at all.
Whatsoever,
not at all. Yeah.
Because I think for me, I'm a big fan of intentions as well.
For sure.
Why you do this podcast is because it's to give a blueprint to the people who are starting out, or maybe the younger audience, or maybe even the later audience as well, Is to give them inspiration, and a guide.
I think you can kind of tell when someone reaches out to you, knowing what you do and knowing like, okay, there's love on both parties. Then when someone is trying to reach out just for an opportunity, you know what I mean?
I get it.
And it's like, you can tell when someone's being genuine.
You talk a lot about people downplaying their self-confidence, their work and whatsoever. So for our audience, not just in Malaysia, but perhaps the whole world listening today, what is your message towards like not downplaying yourself and just continue to believe in your work?
You have to realize that there is nobody that's like you in the world. And if you try and be anybody else, you'll fail. I guarantee you'll fail. Once you are like, this is me, you own who you are, and you put all the little quirks that make you on blast, you exaggerate them, turn them up to full volume, you're gonna, one, be so much happier with yourself, and two, suddenly you'll be like, oh, you know what? People like what I do creatively. Because there is, like, I'm not trying to hear somebody else's story. I want to know your story. And until you, if you have to lie to yourself, because that's what I do, you have to lie to yourself and be like, I am the best, I'm dope, I'm this, I'm that. Tell yourself that. It's okay to have that confidence. Like, despite whatever anybody else might say that to yourself when you're alone and go out there and just do it. Okay, you don't have to go tell people you're doing it. Just have that self-belief. I promise you'll be so much happier. That's it. Don't try and be me, because nobody can be me, but also nobody can be you. That's it.
Let's go. That's so inspiring, man. And I hope whoever that listens to this podcast, if there's anyone who listens to this podcast, is able to not only feel inspired, but use this as a blueprint in their upcoming careers.
For
you know,
sure.
not just in music, but maybe in fashion,
Whatever,
an
bro.
artist, or just a simple corporate worker. You know,
literally. Like, what can you do? Like, that's the thing, right? Sorry if I'm going off again.
No worries.
But it's like, there's this whole issue now of people are worried AI is going to take their jobs. Okay, what can you do that AI can't? You can be human, right? Think about things outside of the structure, right? Outside of the mathematical solutions of whatever. What can you do that's dope? And maybe that means you can just speak to your boss and give him a little idea that came from you. I don't know, just whatever makes you human.
I guess one thing that can never replace human is always that touch, that human touch.
For sure.
The originality that we have. Because I feel like a lot of people, sometimes at work, they are very afraid that they're going to be replaced by AI. It's probably because sometimes, number one, they cannot keep up with AI. Number two is this whole time, they have been just mimicking their work off something, and they have never put their sense of originality into it to some degree, you know? Yeah.
Like, I think if your job is something that can be automated just like that, then of course, like, a machine is going to take over.
We're cooked.
Right? But then it's like, okay, what can you do to make your life more meaningful? What can you create? That's you. That's a little bit of yourself in there. Inject a bit of yourself into your work, right? And then you might stop hating your job so much, because it's like, at least I love this a little bit. Or maybe you want to go and do the little job that you kind of hate and then go home and then create something after that. I think creativity is fulfilling, man. I think it's the reason you do this podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, AI can probably construct a podcast as of now, as we
For
speak,
sure.
But I think
But this, it can't recreate.
no, it can't. You
Not
know?
at all, yeah.
This is like real human interaction and relationship as well.
Yeah.
You know, in real life experience. Because in the end of the day, I think some people, when they listen to music, and AI can definitely construct the bars, the lyrics,
For sure.
everything. But
Yeah.
I think AI still cannot drive that that deeper storytelling that
That's
is
like-
from your past or for your emotions,
And
if
that's
that makes
like
sense. Yeah.
soul, dude. Because it's like, I've heard some AI songs, right? They don't sound bad. They sound fine.
They sound, yeah.
They sound fine. It sounds pretty good. But the issue is, I don't listen, like, at least for me, I'm not listening to music just because it sounds good. Of course, I'm listening to music that sounds good. But also, I want to know the story, right? Like, if an AI were to come out and say, like, I worked from da-da-da-da-da to get to da-da-da-da-da,
It is a bit of a turn off.
I'd just be like, you're a machine.
You're mean, bro.
But if a real person went on record and said that,
It's like-
told real stories,
Like raw, you know? Like,
yeah, exactly. I'll be like, oh my god, okay, I want to look into this guy. And maybe for some people, AI music will do it, right? It sounds horrible, but there's no soul. And if you're trying to be an artist and you think you're an artist by making AI music, you're not an artist. Not at all, bro.
A little bit of honesty, right? Has AI somewhat helped you in constructing some aspect of your music? Have you used it a little bit?
Never the music. Never the music. Maybe like when it comes to like content schedules and structures, ideas on like how to structure things, like kind of because I'm independent, right? So I don't have the access to like outsource something to secretary or
Infrastructure,
or
you know?
labor, whatever. So the non-creative work, the business side of things, I have no idea. I had to learn from scratch. And from there, like some structures through AI, of course that helps. But I'll never let it do the creative work for me. The creative work is fully mine.
The chef has to cook.
The chef has to cook. End of the day.
I can't lie. Even with podcasts, with regular work, some parts of AI has helped me like improve my work, you know?
For sure.
Like how to schedule things, how to set up, you know, like the basic fundamentals. But essentially the real conversations come from yourself, you know? And that's something I cannot replace now, you know? So if I gave you 1,000 ringgit and 0 followers today, how would you start your music?
This is assuming like I have a laptop already.
Yeah, if you have a laptop, if you just have your laptop and maybe your mobile phone and you have 0 followers, in this day of age, how would Mr. Tufai grow his music and also his audience as well?
Mic, headphones. If you don't know how to make music, get on YouTube. There's loads of free beats you can try recording to, writing to. If not, text a producer that's local to you that might want to work with you, but also give them a reason to work with you, right? Make sure you at least know how to write a song, know what to do. If you can afford it, pay them for it, please do. If not, work something out with them, royalty split, whatever. Or 5, which is my option, crack any digital audio workstation of your choice, FL Studio, Ableton, because those things are expensive. You can buy them off Shopee for like 5 ringgit. You didn't hear this from me though. Learn how to make music there. Learn how to mix your vocals, learn how to do whatever, because that's free. It takes a lot more time, but it saves a lot of cost. And if you learn how to actually produce, you have full creative freedom, basically. You just have to upskill yourself along the way.
What do you think is the biggest waste of money for beginner artists?
Damn. That's weird. I've never spent a crazy amount of money on making music. Like, I've always worked within my budget, so I don't know where you waste the most money. I don't know what other people do. If you end up spending a ridiculous amount of money on, let's say you think you need to buy some huge camera, or you need to buy the best microphone ever, or the best vocal plugin ever, you don't need that. I mean, there comes a point where you're going to need that, but if you're starting out, you don't need that. Learn how to write a good song, learn how to be creative at what you do, learn how to be yourself. That's it. Everything else will come naturally. You can start on your phone, eventually you'll afford a camera.
Focus on being an artist first.
Focus on being an artist first, but don't. If you're debating whether it's worth it, probably it's not worth it. Unless you can for some reason afford it. But you don't need fancy equipment. You just need a laptop, a mic, and yourself, and a camera. The most valuable thing I think you can do is find friends who also make music. Maybe they're great, maybe they're alright. It doesn't matter. Find friends who like what you like and have the same passion for what you do. You will naturally learn together and grow together. It's so much more fun, and you learn so much being around people who are either at the same level as you, or if you can, go to local shows, be around people who are better than you, because watching and listening to things that are better than you naturally will make you want to strive to be there. And that's really it.
That will really push you.
Yeah, be around people who are better than you, and don't feel like, I'm not good enough to be there. Be there, and like, what can I learn? Be a sponge, absorb as much as you can. That's how I learned a lot of what I learned.
When you were starting out in the beginning, how long did it take to find that community, and how hard was it?
It took literally, about 5-6 years
to find that community.
And I think I got lucky along the way, because I ended up finding so many of my friends who, my closest friends are all people who I love, who I admire, who are amazing musicians, who I learn from every day. And I get that not everybody has access to that, which is fine. But try and make one friend at a music show. Somebody that you can talk to about music, somebody that you can bounce ideas off of. It'll help you so much, because you will reflect on each other. Maybe you both start out knowing nothing, and then eventually know a lot, and you start meeting other people, and group grows or whatever.
Is there anyone in the local scene which you really look up to, and who is this person?
My friends. I mean, so I'm in a collective called Out the Middle. There's a lot of us. There's Effie, who's a dope singer. We got Mogo Miz, who's a guitarist rapper. Daniel Lang, who's an incredible producer.
Shout out to all of them.
There's so much. It's Zeke. Outside of the collective, we got Saint Kylo, we got Murti, we got this kid named Flash Meow. He's ridiculous on the bass.
And together it just
Kenny,
forms
this producer. It just, everybody, and everybody has strengths, right? They have their strengths and weaknesses, and then to naturally fill each other's strengths and weaknesses out, and also just to have like an actual, like, even outside of music, like, I actually like who this person is. Like, I can just speak with you on a friendly level. Like, I love who you are as a person. I think it helps so much. But yeah, shout out to all my friends.
Shout out to, what's it called, sorry?
Out the Middle.
Shout out to Out the Middle.
For sure.
So I've been keeping up with your work, and I honestly am a very big fan of your music videos. What is the thought process that goes on behind making your music video? Because I realize it's so creative. Like sometimes you have just like a one shot, and behind you is like an F&B establishment or like a random alley, you know?
So it's kind of funny because
How is the planning like?
about the time where I realized the whole unintentional random spam posting wasn't working, I kind of just sat down and I was thinking one day, I was just like, what am I gonna do? Like, how do I represent myself as best as I can? And then I was kind of taking a walk one day around my neighborhood, and then it was probably about 6:30, sunset time, and I walked past 99 Speed Mart, right? I look at 99 Speed Mart, and the sun's shining right on it, and I'm just like, hold on, it looks kind of great. And it was this weird moment of like, I'm not supposed to, like, nobody sits there and films there, right? But also the album that I was making at the time was very like, I'm just this kid trying to do this, trying to make it out, trying to da-da-da-da-da. And then what better way to represent that than being around places I grew up, right? Like being around Kopitiam, being around Nanyang Speed Mart, whatever. And also on the scale of like, let's say somebody from overseas ends up seeing that, they got questions now. They're like, what is behind him? Like clearly this kid is not from America, not from whatever. Like, what is the context behind this?
Right.
There's a question, and there's a
This is what Malaysia is all about?
there's a law, right? So the more you do it, the more they're like, okay, he's from here, he's from. And sometimes people like, they even go like, oh shit, Giant Putra Heights, I know that Giant. I was like, yeah, cool. And it's kind of, it's interesting to see real people in real places. I think
It's like letting the B role finally be the main role, you know?
yeah. And I
It's
think
like all these like middle places that you don't really
it sort of fit into this whole rhetoric of like, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to look perfect to put yourself out there, right? You can just be wherever you are and find beauty in that, right? And to me, that was like, I love being at the Kopitiam. So let me find beauty in that. How do I frame this in a way that tells that story?
I love the discounts in Speed Mart. You know?
You know what I mean? How do I frame this in a way that tells the story? How do I, like, what am I trying to say here? And yeah, that was kind of the idea behind that. When it comes to like my longer music videos, the one that's on YouTube, I think I have 2 now. Those I worked with a couple of directors. Shout out Daryl, shout out Ryan Naga, shout out everyone involved in those. The stylist, Myra, my friends, all of them. So those were ideas from my albums, but they took the ideas and they just did a whole world around it, and they were like, okay, this is the idea. So again, finding people that you trust, that have the same vision as you to represent you creatively as well means a lot.
Have you worked with people who didn't share the same vision as you before?
Yeah, but it never went far.
You know, went far.
Never went far. It'll be like one time, and I'll
Work
be
with
like,
people who really has the same frequency and direction.
yeah, because it doesn't work if not. It doesn't gel. Like, you can tell, like when you're in a room with somebody and you can tell like, okay, this is not working. That's probably the only time we'll ever work. After, unless we're being paid to be there, no, like I can't be in, because I don't feel inspired by that.
You gotta play for your team, bro.
Yeah, and I'm sure they don't feel inspired either, because it's a two-way road. Like if I'm not feeling it, you're probably not feeling it. So why would we ever do that again?
Find your community, you know.
For sure.
Find
And sometimes you might have friends who are great friends, and then you try to make music with them, and it doesn't work. Like,
which happens.
happens, and it's fine. You can just be great friends. You don't have to do music. You know, like you can do music separately. That's happened to me before too.
So you're saying like you've had friends which are so close to you, but you're not really good at making music with them. But then at the same time, you found strangers who you're not so close, but you end up having such a good frequency making music.
Yeah, and then naturally you just become friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah.
I think that's how I see in myself as well, in how I find friends too, you know? Like, we could be strangers today, but man, we end up sharing the same passion and stuff, and it turns out we end up...
music is one of those things that's universal, right? Like, if we love the same things, the same sounds, I believe there's some part of our brains that are aligned. So it's like, I get you, you get me, without even having to speak.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's nice. So, bro, I'm really curious to know how you actually make music, because I see like there's a lot of complexity that goes on to it. So, if you could actually help pull up your laptop and show us like a sample project, that would really like show the audience like how the mechanics and the skeleton of how your music came about.
For sure. So this is a song called Weirdo of my last album. And so how it started out was I had made these drums, right, which is these 3 tracks right here. And this is what it sounded like. Sorry. That's all I did. And then I called a friend over, shout out Mogumis, And he came with the guitars, right? And he had this idea. He played this guitar that I pitched up, and this was the guitar. So we had this.
Okay. Ooh,
And then there was this bass that he played. That was not a bass. It was actually his guitar that we pitched down 12. So if you pitch this back up, it actually is a guitar. You can hear. But we pitched it down, so it becomes a bass, and all together we get this dope.
I see it. Ooh. I could see like the layers, you know?
Yeah. And so slowly we start adding more stuff. There's like more guitars. And so this is what we had first, and later I build it out a little more. I make this like second drum section, put this extra bass into it. I chop his bass, this one. Yeah.
Wow. I can see like there's a lot of complexity and layer that goes on to making music.
We add a piano, this weird sound. And so I recorded all my vocals into this track here as well. So you can see my vocals here. So literally everything is.
Ooh.
Like everything happens here. That's it. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Obviously, I made it look a lot easier than it actually was. It took a lot of time, but
Right, there's a lot of like for you when it came to like deciding all of like the layers, you know, like did you like just test it out all kinds of beats before like forming it into one, or like did you kind of know already like this is gonna be like the drums, this is gonna be like the guitars, you know?
most of the time I know.
Okay.
Most of the time I know. I'm kind of experimenting as I go, but like I just go what feels right. If it doesn't feel right, I just back out, and if it feels right, I just keep going there. And that's how the whole thing comes about. This one's interesting because it had this like intro section, and I built this whole other section out on a different day, so it's like two different beats in one. But then it takes elements from each other. It's so dope. Yeah.
That is so cool. I think for a person who's first watching this, I think a lot of people don't know that making music is all just about layering, is it? You know?
100%. And you don't think, you just, sometimes you listen to a song, you're just like, okay, piano, drums, singing, but it's like, there's tiny things. You don't hear like this little thing here, right? You might not notice it when you listen to the song, but it's there.
Funny synth. I see.
But you, like, it just gets lost a little bit, but there's all these little details that add up, just 1%, 1%, 1% until it's all the way there. Yeah, so dope.
I'm quite curious to know, right? Is there a song that you've put out in your latest album that didn't get the amount of engagement of audience you thought it would, but you also put a lot of effort into it, you know? What song would that be in your album?
I thought Blue Ridge Koi would have gotten more traction. Yeah, it's one of my personal favorite. I mean, everything is my favorite. I can't say that, but I thought
it's all good.
I thought it would have a bigger moment than it did, and it's fine. It might in like a year or two. I don't really.
What was that song all about?
So that song was literally about. That was the song I made when I thought I was about to quit, and I was like, I can't quit. And that song was just like, why the fuck? Essentially, I was like, why the fuck I doubt myself? I should never doubt myself. And it was just that balance of extreme self-doubt and just extreme cockiness, and balancing two sides on that song. Yeah.
What was one of the lines in that song that hits the hardest?
It literally is one of the first few lines after when the beat comes in. I say, "What the fuck I doubt myself?" And it's like that's one of the lines where it's like when I do a show, everybody's just like, "What the fuck I doubt myself?" on the chorus, I guess it's like that. I feed them all to the fish, right? And that's like, I guess it sticks with people. Right. So at shows, it's super fun to do because everybody knows it. But
like it's like a very good intro.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It's like a very good hook.
It's like a fan favorite, but like it never took off on streaming platforms. Yeah.
About like the song Sichuanese.
Yeah.
Like what's the idea? Do you genuinely like Sichuanese food?
So okay. Dreaming Sichuanese is about being in love.
Sorry, what?
Dreaming Sichuanese is about being in love with somebody for a very, very long time. And growing with this person, right? And so that song speaks on like, so when I'm with this girl, and there's so much love, so much growth, I kind of aspire to not only fulfill my dreams, but fulfill your dreams as well. Like these are our dreams. And so like she really liked
to be able to provide.
Yeah, so she really liked Sichuanese food, and she was like, I want to go to Sichuan someday. And I was like, hey, I I want to take us there. I really want to take you there. And so that's where that song stemmed from. It was just like, I know I don't have much now. I know I'm not much now, but
one day we'll make it there.
like, one is thank you for pushing me to be great, and two is like, when that does happen, I want to take you with me.
Big up thing.
Yeah.
Big man thing. Like, it's all about like that dream to one day being able to provide, you know?
For sure, man. Just like, I think being in love when you're young, when you're kids, like, this girl saw me when I was like nobody, right? And like, to see me transform into whatever I am now, I think it's special, man. It's just like,
Was this person in your lyrics someone from your school?
yeah, like we met in school like way long ago when I was like 13. Yeah.
How much of a role did this person play in developing your music and your confidence?
Huge. How I viewed myself was off of how she viewed me, because naturally you grow up together. It's really just like a bizarre, because it's like when you're with someone for like 7 years, right? Since you're like 15, that shit really changes you and you don't even realize it. But yeah.
So, Mr. 25, we come to our closing questions right here, okay? And I have a few closing questions I would like to ask you, and it's also for our audience here today, lah. If someone leaves this podcast remembering one honest lesson from your journey, what should it be?
That you can quite literally be whoever the fuck you want to be. And like, as long as that doesn't go against, I guess, morals and ethics, just be yourself, man. Like, even once like, I hope even outside of music, like if someone comes across this podcast, if someone comes across me, they walk away with a sense of like, oh shit, I'm gonna own who I am, and just put that on blast. You should never have to change yourself for anybody. Just become more yourself.
I love that. If your music disappeared tomorrow, what do you hope people would still remember about you?
Damn. I think I would like people to know that I think in anything I was ever interested in, whether that be music or, you know, food or even like the people around me, like, I just loved everything with passion. Like, just fully, if I was in it, I was in it. Like, I hyper fixated on that. Like, I want to be the best version of whatever it is and love this as hard as I can.
That's very powerful. Like, I think I want to add on to what you said as well, right? I've been in jobs which I don't enjoy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just there. But I always realize that even in jobs that I don't like, I always give my 100%. And that's always something I really resonate with what you said.
Of course, bro. You have to love what you do. You have to find a way to love it.
Yeah. Life is so short. You got to go all in.
You got to go all in.
As of today, Amrish, Mr. 25, where can people support your work and where can they follow your next journey?
Hi, I mean, it's Mr. 25 on all streaming platforms. On Instagram, that's Big Booty 25. I document a little more there. Just keep up there, man. You'll know everything there. I post quite regularly.
Drop him a follow.
For sure.
Drop this podcast a follow.
For sure. If you have questions, DM me. I'll try and respond.
Shout out to all streaming platforms.
Shout out to all streaming platforms.
So Amrish, I really thank you for coming by the podcast today. It was really nice hearing your story and whatsoever. So I hope to see you in your next show.
Yes, sir.
See you, my guy.
Thank you for having me.
Come on, bro.
Yes, sir.